Stanford gets into the 43, and one play later they're across the 50-yard line and in control of the football.
McCaffrey able to get past 3 would-be tacklers. Holly?
Well, guys, that play happened on the sideline right in front of me, and it was a very scary moment. Christian McCaffrey actually laid on the ground for a couple of moments to see if he was okay. He popped back up, and he turned back to the USC players as if to kind of get upset, and then he thought better and just ran off the field. But thank goodness this was a grass playing surface. The way his legs were anchored into the ground in that very awkward hit, that could have been a bad injury for Christian McCaffrey, but luckily he is just fine.
Thank goodness for that.
Stanford going real smash mouth here. Again, they're heavy lineups.
Look at that hole that opened up with all that meat on the left side.
You have Brandon Fanica in there. You have Nick Wilson in there. Nate Herbig has been in there, number 98. A lot of extra bodies.
And then you have that guy running behind them. There is big number 98. Big is in Nate Herbig, 6'6", 350-pound true freshman. Second and 6. Here goes Christian. Cuts back inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Stanford.
Stanford going with the power lineup, running power football. It's a little counter. They pull the guard. They lead with the fullback. Great block by Daniel Marks, the fullback, number 35, and patience and vision by Christian McCaffrey. They feel fatigue on the USC defense, and they're pounding the football at him.
Back to work on 1st and goal. So a 33-yard run for McCaffrey. Already 96 yards here in this first half on the ground.
Early in the game, in the first quarter, USC had the upper hand in rushing yardage. That has flipped now as we're in the second quarter. 106 yards rushing now for Stanford. 8 out of the last 9 times these teams have played, the team that wins the rushing battle wins the game. And right now, Mike Bloomgren is feeling like we've got a chance to impose our will with these big lineups and giving the ball to Christian McCaffrey.
Smallest guy in front of McCaffrey right there is 241 pounds, the tight end. Still working is McCaffrey in that pile there. They bring in all the extra linemen. And it'll be 3rd and goal.
He wants the ball again. I mean, he is a competitor that wants it as many times as he can get it. USC knows that as well. That's why a bootleg possibility here with Ryan Burns could be wide open.
High formation. Overload to the right side, and now shifting is Nick Wilson. 3rd and goal. McCaffrey up. And not in. Stopped inches short. John Houston and Michael Hutchings among the USC players involved.
Great job of meeting him at the height of his jump and not letting the ball cross the plane. It was a well-timed jump by McCaffrey, but even better timing by the 2 defenders that met him at the height of his jump.
4th and goal, and they're going to need to use their last timeout as Brandon Fanica was trying to run off the field. As Christian's dad, Ed, looks on here. McCaffrey family just outrageously successful, multi-generational athletes here. David Seam was Christian's maternal grandfather, silver medalist in the 100 meters in the 60 Olympic Games. Mom and dad, something special at Stanford. Uncle Billy at Duke. Brother Max, a Duke wide receiver. And of course, Christian, the Heisman runner-up, and little brother, a heck of a high school football player back home in Colorado. It's interesting, you know his dad, Ed, from all his success, but many say if you look at the body type and you look at the physical prowess and the traits and characteristics, it is his grandfather that we showed you on mom's side who was the sprinter. He's built more like him.
Well, an impressive drive. 7 straight runs on this drive for Stanford. I would expect this to be number 8.
4th and goal. Loaded backfield with McCaffrey. Score it. So now a touchdown run to be framed with his touchdown reception earlier.
This great burst by McCaffrey. Explosion in the legs, getting up over the pile and getting that ball across the plane.
McCaffrey's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. He does it on 4th down. He was knocking on the door, wanted one more go
through 4th down, and he wanted it every time. You could tell by his body language that he wanted the football and nobody else.